Hello world, Kaleo Wassman here. This is Thomas Booth.
Choo.
We wanted just to take a real quick second to explain our venture about our pepper wine. Thomas opened the whole story up of how this incredible, wild adventure actually started and took place.
All right, well, starting business in Paso Robles, a year goes by, all of a sudden, Pepper is on a ticket at Vina Robles Amphitheater. And I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be a cool idea to slap your old Kona Town album cover onto what we call a shiner, which is like a labelless bottle, and try to get it on the tour bus so you guys could see it.
So how long have you been making wine to this point?
I remember stomping grapes when I was 18, just trying to afford my own booze.
Right.
Legal yet.
And you were up in that area because of Cal Poly.
That's true.
Right, and you were studying all this time to create your wines.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Cal Poly had a wine and viticulture program, and at first I went into wine business, but then after I messed around with winemaking and did, a couple fairs and entered the little competitions, I scored some bronze medals here and there. I was like, dude, this is cool.
Awesome.
So I'm going to change to winemaking.
Awesome.
With keeping that wine business background
Right.
too. So, and then after I got my degree and doing production and tasting managing, it was time to start my own business.
So you brought a bottle that you created to this Vina Robles show that Pepper was on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go on, continue.
So, I thought it was a silly idea at first, but then I thought, what the heck? Doesn't hurt to ask or try, right? As we were talking about.
You have to ask.
So we were on our way to the show, and I was Instagramming the heck out of you guys to just try to get your attention. And I know Brett got back to me, and he was stoked, but it wasn't until you saw it said, hey, can you try to get that to our merch guy?
Okay.
Of course, they wouldn't let me in the venue with the wine. Go figure. So I buried it underneath a cyclone fence by the staff parking lot, hoping it would still be there. And we watched the show. You guys were fortunate Youth Iration, just killer.
No, Tribal Seeds.
Tribal Seeds,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
I remember this show. Okay.
That's right. And I think that goes to show you. And I go back to the staff parking lot. The bottle's still there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you unearthed it?
I unearthed
Okay.
it. Yeah. And stumbled back to the security, and I said, hey, can you please give this to Chips over by the...
Our merch guy at the time.
Yeah. Yep. And he was super cool about it. I watched him the entire time. He gave it to him. We gave each other the shaka. And I followed up with you a couple days later.
Well, I'll take over the story now. When I got back to the bus after the show, after my shower, it was my first meal of the day that was about to happen. And I had already opened up a bottle of Los Vascos, which is the wine I was drinking every day. And I made a salad, and I sat at the table, and the bus was empty, and it was just one of those beautiful silent times after a loud rocking show. And I see this bottle with our Kona Town sticker on it over there in the cross. And I'm like, what is that? So I go over and I grab the bottle and I put it down, and I'm eating my salad, I'm drinking my other wine, I'm looking at it, and I'm eating. I was like, where did this come from? And about halfway through my salad, I just went like this. This needs to happen. So I DM'd you the next day. We started mocking up the art, and we put together the Blend 1, which is what the wine that started the whole thing off, which, by the way, we only have 4 cases of left too. So that one's almost completely existent.
If that, yeah.
But so very slow grassroots building, combining our efforts and putting out a quality product. Because one thing too is I've seen so many people license their name, and I really wanted something that I wanted to use.
Right.
I wanted to enjoy. I wanted to authentically talk about in a positive way. I wanted something that was it's something I'm going to be drinking every day,
Exactly.
So when we got together and we did that, that opened up the whole door to all of this brand new situation of business that I've never been involved with. And because we did it so organically and on our own, mind you,
Right.
it was really, really, I would say, informative on what worked and what didn't. Many setbacks, many step forwards, many failures, many successes, but all of them equally important, just because they're sharpening the steel of the business that we're in now.
Exactly. And that's the name of the game. I mean, we've done everything. I mean, you have your initial push where you release something, and we killed it. It was fantastic. It was unbelievable. And the wine was well received by the Ohana and the fan base and people in Paso Robles.
And people at the San Francisco Chronicle.
Yeah, and even Wine Spectator was
right.
raising
Exactly,
an eyebrow.
Wine Spectator.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Flew us out to Coney Island to do an interview. So it was just amazing that we're taking something that no one thought would pair, this reggae rock dub genre and wine drinking.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Because
Right.
everyone and their mom is doing a beer,
Right. Or a shot.
Yeah, or a shot of something. So, for you guys to make that bold move and to do a wine, especially with someone, I'm a garage cheese winemaker.
Yeah.
That was so awesome and so special. And now we're building this experience together where, we're past the initial push. Now it's, what we're doing now. We're doing Florida, we're doing Texas, Colorado,
Yep.
and now obviously Hawaii, your guys' hometown we want to go to. So we're figuring out the ropes and cutting the red tape. And now we're at this point where we have our great trips, and then we have our trips where we're learning. And that is
Good way to put it.
Yeah, and that's the way we're building a successful venture.
Yeah, and keeping that momentum too in that realm. And it's so funny because personally, I had no idea about the wine business, but now that we have a product that we want to taste every day, it's almost just becoming automatic on how it unfolds itself.
Right.
About how we want to, which now brings us to where we are, which is we are award-winning winemakers now.
This is true.
The San Francisco Chronicle just gave us gold, 2 silvers, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, well, we got redemption on that Kona 2, which we got a silver for last year.
Right, now it's a gold.
And it goes to show you, sometimes it just needs a little bit of age. And
Exactly.
we scored it.
And that's where we are right now. And, we're still, we're not with any major distribution. We're still growing this the way that we want to, and looking for our opportunities and doing it right. But how you said that this reggae, dub, rock, American, whatever you want to call it, states reggae, to pair with wine, we're able to now bring in an experience, a wine experience that is acoustically driven,
Right.
with the pairing of the wine. So check this out. You get like this sommelier, Somm2, who can explain all of the textures per wine that we have. Then, whoever's there, if I'm coming in with an acoustic guitar, I'm able to be like, you know what? This song reminds me of this wine.
Right.
And this is what I want to do, and I want to put it together. And so we're doing these very, I would say, low capacity, very intimate venues that we're able to open up our wine to another community of this, of this reggae genre, whatever you want to call it, and be able to talk to everyone and let them know, like, look, this is where we are with this wine right now. This is the music that's pairing with it. Come in. I'd love to sign a bottle for you. Love to just jam some music, get to know you. And because they're so small, you have more face-to-face time with everyone in that building.
Exactly.
And it takes away from the big stages, the loud rooms. It's a very, very, cool, almost kind of like an MTV Unplugged back in the 90s vibe.
Right.
Flowers, candles, wine, throw it in there. But an acoustic, and my favorite too is when we get more Law Records bands to come in and they do their acoustic set. And then not only that, but it takes away all of like the, that hard hurdle when it comes to wine, because so many people get intimidated with wine. And I want to really bring that down all the way so we can have a conversation about it, because for me, wine should be what it makes you feel like.
Well, and that's what's such a shame. Yeah, exactly. It sucks that wine has got that reputation of, how many people I've talked to that are intimidated to go wine tasting because they're afraid of what they might say, but there's no wrong answers drinking wine. There isn't.
It's like music then.
Exactly. So, if it tastes good to you, then it tastes good. If it sounds good to you, it sounds good. What's wrong with pairing these things? And that's what the perfect formula is for these wine experiences.
Yeah.
And really breaking that ice through, I bet you there's a bunch of people that have bought Pepper wine. They probably don't care for it, but the fact that you guys are being the bridge to them trying something they never would before, I mean, here we got like practically organic Malbec.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure half the people that bought it. I mean, no offense, but I'm sure, it's like any of us.
Right.
You're a connoisseur of some things you aren't. So to be that bold, and take that step to try something new, that's what I applaud Pepper for, is getting people to buy these things and try new things.
Yeah. Like who would have thought of Malbec from like Clarksburg?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Clarksburg.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So like one of those great things. And yeah, that was beautifully said. So really briefly, I would like to. I know that we're on the same page, but this to me seems like a limitless situation. How do we want to expand this, not only through America, but like the universe?
I think it's just that formula we're talking about. I do think it is the unique pairings and it's the niche. Because wine is a saturated market. I mean, CNN just came out with an article about it. There's a lot of wine out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of everything out there.
Yes.
So how do you break the mold? How do you get through that?
Puncture.
Puncture them.
Yeah.
So I think this is the way to do it. I think this is, finding like-minded people such as yourself and facilitating this idea of, hey, you can have wine and listen to music and have a good time and, make friends. And I think that's the way we're up to breach that market.
Cool.
So however we decide to do that, whether it's through your wine experiences and taking it, coast to coast,
Yeah.
I think that's completely, totally viable.
I like that. I like bringing this experience to allow people to feel comfortable when they step into a place and then have fun with trying and drinking wine.
Exactly.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you want to check out a wine experience, always go to Pepper Live, go to the Wine Boss, come check our schedules. Just, come drink some wine with us. We really, really believe in wine not being frightening, but being delicious. And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I agree.
Ohana, aloha.
Cheers.